Welcome back on a Monday evening to the Dirt Racing Network, the Digital Sim Sports Network, and live coverage of the Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder. The lightning part of the show now. The RockinK Logistics 410 Outlaw Sprint cars from one of the best bull rings on the service. I-55 Federated Auto Parts Speedway, Peevely, Missouri. 32 Warriors of the top shelf kind have checked in for tonight's action. Should be a heck of a show. We'll have 4 heat races. We'll lock 16 cars into our 22-car field. From those 4 heat races, we'll find our final 6 out of 2 B mains, last chance qualifiers, however you'd like to say it. And we'll put 22 of them out here for 30 green flag laps for tonight's big-time feature. If you made the first show, you saw the big blocks at Williams Grove, 75 laps, and those guys did a phenomenal job. That was a great race. 2 cautions, one about midway, one about 3 to go. All of them just, unfortunate incidents. That's all they were. But a lot of fun. That is our first 2 cautions in 3 nights of racing, or in 3 races over 2 nights. So, see what we see here. Probably won't be a lot. All these guys very capable. You see Josh Whiteman. Oh, sure thing there in second. Bowman, Avia, Carrick, Blake Carrick. Yeah, I gotta revisit last week at Lernerville. He went to the lead, took it down into turns 1 and 2, and took it out the window and did not finish the race. And I thought for sure once he got to the point he was going to go after it. So the boys are about ready to get at it. I think it's time for heat races. Random draw for their heat races. Hot laps just count to go out and find out what your car is going to do. We've got a lot of names in here. We've got a lot of guys that could come in here and win this thing. There, your king of the wing right now, Bowen Smith, is here. 22nd quick, but still in the field, and that makes him dangerous. Alex Scherzinski, Ashton Miller, Rick Mang, Chris Obeski, Ryan Avia is here. Trevor Royer, Ross Carenta, Dylan Berg. Gumby. I see Gumby down there close to the bottom of this thing. He didn't go out for hot laps, but Tyler Schell, former world champion, is here. Patrick Spangler, Kenny Hoffman, Connor Dudek after him and Kenny Hoffman both after great runs in the big block race a little bit ago. Jesse Atkinson's back. So, yeah, ton of fun ready to be had here. Don't go anywhere. Get your popcorn, get your adult beverage, whatever it is that you drink. Get ready to kick back for about 90 minutes of some of the most intense sprint car action you're going to see for a while, because this track really lends itself to great action. These guys are going to be able to run the top. They might have to run the bottom. Slider line at both ends. So we're going to see some action. And it is tight. It seems big and wide, but it races really tight. All right, we're about ready for our first heat race. We'll have 8 cars in each heat race. We're going to line the first one up with the guy that won the big block race in the 11 car, Kenny Hoffman. On the pole, Jesse Bandy, the 49, will start to his outside. Your second row, the 24 of Noah Bowman inside. And your current reigning king of the wing, the 12 of Bowen Smith. Josh Whiteman in one of the numerous 24 cars we have in this series. He starts inside of row number 3 next to Blake Carrick. Carrick will be in a 21 car. Then Jay Schaff in the 3. On the back row next to the Tiny Dancer, Scott King. And we'll watch that 118 car. He dances. That's why we call him the Tiny Dancer. He'll dance up and down the straightaways for us. I give him such a hard time about something that happened a couple weeks ago. He thought I was crazy. He might still think I'm crazy, but that's okay. Guys checking out where they're going to be. Kenny Hoffman in the 1 car. appropriately numbered for his starting position here. In this first heat. He made a show out of it over there in the big block for 75 laps at Williams Grove a little while ago. Had a 3-second lead and watched that evaporate with a caution late in the going, but then just drove out and got back out to the front. Hello, Deb. All right, pace truck out of the way down here, turn number 4. We are ready for heat number 1 of 4 this evening, and there's your green flag. Hoffman with a good start. He'll grab the point. It's going to be Bowman off the bottom, taking second away from Bandy for the moment. We've got a lot of close quarters racing in behind. They are bumping and grinding up there. Whiteman and Smith are just right on top of one another. Whiteman goes around Bandy to go into the top 3. It is a battle for that final transfer spot right here. The 24, the 12, and the 49. Hoffman and Bowman, 1 and 2, and now Bowen Smith drives around. Whiteman up over the right rear. He's going to keep it going, but he's going to fall back. Whiteman fell all the way to 7th. So right now, Blake Carrick in the 21 has the final transfer spot right into tonight's A main. Oh, there goes Jay Shep. Big problems for the 03. Selfie down here in turns 3 and 4. Let's go watch him. Here he is going into 1 and 2. He is trying to run tight down to that inside wall. Goes down to 3 and 4. Car looks good till right there. And it kind of bit and hopped to the left a little bit. He was able to keep it going, but he will rejoin the tail end of the line. It's Hoffman, Bowman, Smith, and Carrick in the top 4, then Bandy, Whiteman, King, and Schaff. Brown thinks everybody's still out there. We're still going to have about 3 laps remaining when we take the green. Top 4 automatically transfer. Everybody else is playing LCQs. We'll have 2 of those. Should be about 8 cars each, and we're only going to take the top 3. We're missing a couple. One that I can think of off the top of my head, the Mirror Man, Nathan Davis. I don't see him tonight. I didn't see Ryan Scheidt's car tonight. It'll take me a few minutes, but I'll come up with a couple more, I'm sure. Out of 4, back to green flag racing. Hoffman with a good start. He'll get out of turn number 2 with the lead. Here comes Bowen Smith around Noah Bowman on the top side. Can he make it stick? He is working the middle of the racetrack pretty consistently. He is going to pull alongside, coming to the white flag. Carrick has that 4th spot in hand at the moment, but he's got to make it around one more time. The battle's for 2nd. Hoffman's going to the feature. Bowen Smith up to 2nd. Noah Bowman is 3rd, and Blake Carrick will grab the final transfer spot. Bandy, Whiteman, Schaff, and King are LCQ bound. So our second heat going to line up like this. It's going to be the 17 of Bruce Jones on the inside of the front row with Chris Sabeski. Sabeski in one of our numerous 21 cars. We have a lot of 21s and 24s in this series. He starts on the outside of the front row. Rick Main, the 187, inside of row number 2 with Connor Dudek in the 7 on his outside. Then the 23 of Alex Szynski and the 49 of Ryan Avila in row 3. John Klimowitz, the 34, and Jack Young in the 410 make up the last 2 starting spots. All right, to it, couple of pace laps. They'll show them where the start line is down in turns 3 and 4. Pace truck will get out of the way, and we'll get things going for heat number 2. Chris Sabeski in a 21 car. We had 1 in the first one. Blake Carrick. I think we have 1 more coming up in one of the later ones as well. All right. Heat number 2, we're going to lock 4 more in. We'll send 4 more to our LCQs. Pace truck is out of the way. Jones. Got about as good a start as Hoffman did in the first heat. He is going to have the lead down the backstretch. Sobeski, Dudek, and Maine. Here comes Ryan Avila. Avila got the door shut on him down the front stretch. He had a big head of steam. He had to jump on the binders not to get into the back of Dudek. Avila up inside the top 3. He's trying to put it inside the top 2. Sobeski had a problem down in 3 and 4. Car got out to the fluff and he jumped it. And now he's got a problem. He is about 2 seconds off the lead. 3 wide for second at the meantime. Maine grabs the spot. Avila and Dudek still side by side. Dudek tried to go crossover, couldn't get it. You can see how close those cars were going through the corner. Dudek thought he could get that crossover line to work, and it just didn't materialize. 5th place, Klimowitz is right there. If one of these guys in front of him makes a mistake, he'll get a free pass into the A main, but we're already down to 2 to go. Ryan Avila now around the top side is going to grab the point away from Bruce Jones. White flag coming out. The battle, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They're all in for the moment. Avila's going to the big show. Jones is going to finish 2nd. Maine 3rd, and Dudek 4th. Klimowitz, Sobeski, Young, and Straczynski are all headed to LCQs. So Ryan Avila started 6th, picked up 5 spots. I can guarantee you that if we were doing passing points, he would start on the pole for tonight's A main at this point. Well, we'll get ready for Heat 3 instead, and we'll put the 79 of Dean Reynolds on the pole, and he'll have the 14 of Dylan Berg on his outside. Ashton Mueller in the 33, row 2 to the inside, and he'll have the 10 of Ross Carinta next to him. Trevor Royer in the 90, we saw him in the big block race a little bit ago as well. He starts inside row number 3, next to Sure Thing Shuring in the 07. In row number 3, and then Patrick Spangler, the 39, and G-Body Garrett Boyd, the 21 car. Make up our final row for our 3rd heat. Good look back off the tail tank of your pole sitter. And man, I'll tell you what, that is a good draw when you can put the pole sitter with the lineup cam. Letting that pace truck get out there so he can get out of the way, and Dean Reynolds can try to get a good start. Reynolds has not had the best of luck all season in his heat races. We normally see him in one of the LCQs. We'll see if tonight he can parlay a pole start into an automatic transfer. Different paint on the 39 tonight. Patrick Spangler looking a little different in the 410 than he does in the 360. But the green flag is out. Good start up front. Battle will be right there. 3 wide for 3rd and 4th. Carinta, Royer, and Berg. Royer's got the bottom. Trying to work around Carinta. Battle for the lead. Put Mueller to the point in the 3 car now. Reynolds is 2nd. Royer is 3rd. And there's Ross Carinta in the 4th spot. Patrick Spangler from the back. Spangler drove it all the way up to 5th. And he is going to try to challenge Carinta. He is running right on the inside. Garrett Boyd at the back and working the top side. Mueller holding it down out front. Royer got a little sideways out of turn number 4. He's hanging on to 3rd right in front of Carinta. Spangler still trying to catch up. Laps tick off quick here. I mean, when you're running 11-second laps, they are going to go by fast. Big problems for Berg. Berg got up, got into the fence a little bit. He may fall all the way to the back of this field. Meanwhile, Mueller 1 1/4 seconds in front of Reynolds. Reynolds in a transfer spot. It's a battle behind him for 3rd and 4th. Corinta goes back by as they take the white flag. So Royer now the bubble boy. Trying to hang on, stay in the feature. Mueller will win it. Reynolds is going to finish second. Then Corinta and Royer take transfer spots. Spangler, Schuring, Boyd, and Berg. We'll see those four in one of the LCQs here in just a few minutes. So the grid for the final heat race of the evening. Oh boy, look at that guy. King Whiskers, Ernie Williams, the 91 car, will start up front. He'll have Tanner Pettit. Pettit, always fast, multi-time winner. A lot of podiums for that 24 car. He starts outside of row number 1. Then the 73 of Larry Mooney on the inside of row 2. Next to the 127 of Jesse Atkinson. Richie Gaines in the 11. He'll have the 66 of Doc Watson on his outside. And then Gumby, the 85, Tyler Schell, and Joseph Grandy. Grandy has had nothing but bad luck in his pill draws. His heat race draws have been terrible. He starts at the back in nearly every one. He has found his way through on transfers numerous times, but he seems to always have to come through the LCQ. So we'll see if Schell can make his way to a transfer spot. We'll see if Williams can maybe win from the pole and secure himself a spot in the feature. Pettit, Moody. This little heat race full of a lot of guys got a chance to get in, and man, there's not a lot of laps. Pace cars out of the way. King Whiskers on the throttle, and Pettit timed him perfect. About the closest heat race start of the night. Pettit will do the cut down. He goes by him in turns 3 and 4. Tanner Pettit out to the point leads. Lap number 1, they were 4 wide behind. Gaines, Atkinson, Moody, and Schell stacked them up 4 wide out of 4. They're 3 wide out of 2. Schell drove it in super deep. Didn't pick up one single spot. He gave them all back before we got to the start-finish line. Pettit and Williams 1-2. Gaines sitting in third, and right now Tyler Schell trying to get into a transfer spot and hang on, but Atkinson not giving him any room at all. Atkinson tries to go cut down. Here comes the 518 of Grandy. Grandy's closed it in. He's in 5th and looking for more. 1, 2, 3, 4 by. Grandy's right there. Now Tyler Schell starting to close in on Richie Gaines. Laps ticking off quickly. White flag already coming out for Tanner Pettit. He's coming out of turn number 4. Both Gaines and Schell have reached the rear end of the 91. It ain't going to matter. Pettit punches his ticket. Williams, Gaines, and Schell all going to the AMA. Grandy, Moody, Atkinson, and Watson. Well, we'll see 2 of those guys in this next race, which is the first of our 2 LCQs. 12 laps for the LCQs. Top 3 advance to the inside back 3 rows of tonight's AMA, and it's Jesse Bandy and Patrick Spangler on the front row, Josh Whiteman and Michael Schuring in row 2, Jay Schaff, Garrett Boyd, row 3, Scott King and Dylan Berg in our 4th and final row. 8 cars for 3 spots, 12 laps. It's a long time, but it will go by super fast. Only car we don't see right now is going to benefit Josh Whiteman if he don't show up. And that is Jesse Bandy. There comes the 49, so all 8 cars have made the call. 5 drivers packing it up after this one. I think we have 3 or 4 24s and 4 or 5 21 cars in this field tonight. All right, only 3 spots are up for grabs. The racing will get just a bit more intense now than it was in the heat races. And then when we get down to that feature, everybody wants to win. 22 of them that are plenty capable of it. Track looks like she's starting to get on the slick side. Should be a fun one. They'll get about 60 seconds to get out here and have a look at the track at speed before they go to the feature tonight. Once we finish our second LCQ, but the pace truck is out of the way. LCQ number 1 is getting the green flag dropped on it, and a great start for Jesse Bandy. Oh, contact, car around. Jay Schaff, no caution. 360, he's going to have to keep it going. Bandy leads the first lap. The bubble car right now, Josh Whiteman in the 24. Whiteman right behind and almost beside Spangler. Goes to the bottom in 1 and 2. He'll show Spangler the nose. Bandy's out front, Spangler second. Whiteman still third. Here comes Schuring. Bandy with a mistake up on the high side in 1 and 2. He'll fall all the way to that bubble spot. Spangler got by. So did Whiteman. Here comes Garrett Boyd ripping the lip. He's up to 5th. He wants to make the big show tonight. Schuring down around the bottom, not making any inroads. Spangler out front. In command, but Whiteman is reeling him in. There's another mistake from Bandy. Everybody checking up. Nobody's going to get by him. But Boyd's going to give it a shot. He couldn't quite get the slider in there. Bandy's banged the boards twice up in turns 1 and 2. Cushion getting a little thin up there. We're watching the battle for the final bubble spot with 4 laps to go. Bandy's got it. Boyd wants it. Boyd just can't find the spot. Now he goes for the slider in 3 and 4. Here comes Bandy right back at him. Cut down for the 21. Got him cleared, getting into 3 and 4 that time. Bandy not giving up on this. Good move. He set the car early, got a run. We're down white flag this time. Not going to watch the lead. Now we will, because it looks like that might have been settled. Spangler is there, but Whiteman had a shot at him. Out of 4, your top 3 spots transferring to the A main. Spangler, Whiteman, and Bandy. Everybody else is done for the night. Schuring, Boyd, Berg, King, and Schaff all headed for the trailer. 19 of our 22 locked in. We get ready to look at the starting lineup for our final LCQ. It's going to be Klimowitz and Grandy on the front row. Sobeski and Moody in row 2. Young and Atkinson in row 3. And Straczynski and Watson scheduled to be in the 4th and final row. And Chris Sobeski drops that 21 car into the field. All 8 cars made the call. Top 3. Once again, transferring in the outside of the back 3 rows for our 22 car lap A main. Our 22 car 30 lap A main. Wow. I'm not that tired yet, folks, I promise. Said this place was going to be tough. This place, as it slicks off, just gets tougher and tougher. And if that cushion gets thin, these guys are going to be up there bouncing off the boards. It's liable to get a little bit dicey as it gets a lot tighter. The field is going to get closer together. Green flag about to come out. Pace truck's out of the way. Klimowitz got a great start. Man, he wasted no time. As soon as the pace truck got clear, He jumped on the throttle. He'll lead him down the backstretch on lap number 1. Sebeski up to second. Grandy trying to hold on to third. Moody through the middle, trying to take fourth away from Young, and he may get that job done pretty quickly. Out of 2, move Moody. Temporarily the 4th spot. He slips down the backstretch. It's going to be 3 wide because here comes Atkinson. Contact behind Atkinson and Moody. I didn't see a caution. Moody is continuing on. Atkinson looks like he's taking it to the infield. Whatever happened to him kind of ended his night. Sebeski reeling in Klimowicz quickly out of turn number 2. He got a huge run off the top side. Grandy the bubble boy. He's got Jack Young creeping in behind as the lead might change hands. It did for about 10 feet. Now Sebeski, slider up the hill. Nice crossover move down the backstretch. They're going to get hooked up. Open wheel cars don't like to touch one another, and they are still hooked up all the way through 3 and 4. Now they're all in danger. As here comes Sebeski on the top side and Shazinski on the bottom. Grandy and Young got by. They run 1-2. Klimowicz trying to hold on for third. Sebeski going back after him. Shazinski is right there on the outside looking in. He needs to pass both of those cars in front of him, and he's running out of time quickly. 2 to go. Best battle we've seen tonight right here now. White flag coming out. Does Shazinski have anything for Sebeski? He's going to go for the slider. Short sliders him in 1 and 2. Not quite enough yet. Grandy's punching the ticket. Young punches his ticket. Who's going to be out of 4? Sebeski will end up the final qualifier for the A-Main tonight. Shazinski, Klimowicz, Watson, Moody, and Atkinson are done for the evening. All right, so they got a 3-minute session. Hang on, this is admin. All right, sorry about that, folks. It was a admin question. It was important. 22 cars now qualified in. There's your final one, Chris Sebeski. Sitting at the end of the row. Ernie Williams went back to the front of things there. A look there at Tyler Schell and Patrick Spangler. They're just waiting for the next 25 seconds to tick off of this thing so they can get out there, see what the track feels like. Make sure that they've got adjustments to their setups correctly. Once that timer expires, 30 laps for the A-Main tonight. No track work in between sessions. Drivers now looking to roll off. I think some guys have the exit blocked up so guys can't get out. I don't think that's going to really work. I think guys can just drive right between each other. So now they'll all head out. A quick look to see, and I wanted to watch what Hoffman was going to do. He did exactly what I expected him to. He's going to go up there and see what the high side looks like. All right, it is time to bring the thunder along with the lightning. Feature time for the RockinK Logistics 410 Outlaw Sprints at I-55 with the Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder. 22 of the best drivers on the service, ready to do battle for 30 laps. And they'll line up. Brady Baldwin in the chat. What do you know? Guys, he's not buried in car parts after all, way down under. Welcome to the show, Mr. Baldwin. This is how we're going to line them up. It's going to be the 11, or the 1, excuse me, of Kenny Hoffman on the pole, and he's going to have the 49 of Ryan Avila on his outside. Ashton Mueller in the 3 and Tanner Pettit in the 24 make up row number 2. Bowen Smith, the current king of the wing, inside of row number 3 next to the 17 of Bruce Jones. Then the 79 of Dean Reynolds and the 91 of Erling Williams in row 4. Your 5th row, the 24 of Noah Bowman, the 187 of Rick Main. Ross Carrenta inside of row 6 next to Richie Gaines. Carrenta in the 10, Gaines in the 11. Blake Carrick, another of our 21 cars, inside of row number 7 next to the 7 car of Connor Dudek. Then the 90 of Trevor Royer and the 85 of Tyler Schell, your final qualifiers from the heat races in row 8. And now we'll move into the guys that made it in from the 2 last chance qualifiers. Patrick Spangler, the 39, Joseph Grandy, the 518. They both won their LCQs, and they start in row 9. 24 of Josh Weidman next to the 410 of Jack Young in row number 10. And our 11th and final row, Jesse Bandy in the 49 and the 21 car of Chris Sabeski. 30 times around, they're going to go green. This time, coming out of turn number 4. Don't see you racing very much anymore, Mr. Baldwin, but I understand. You got to go get in that real race car, right? All right. Green flag about to drop. Hoffman got a great start. Drove it down the hill. He pulls out by 3 car lengths, getting into 1 and 2. Avila not going to let him get too far ahead. Big run out of 2 for the 49. He'll move it to the middle. Almost 3 wide with Mueller right there. And Avila leads lap number 1. Kenny Hoffman, bumped the fence, then bumps Mueller. Now he's going back to the fence, back through the field. Trevor Royer. No, that was the 11 of Richie Gaines that got into it. It is a madhouse at the front right now. Caution for the first time, Tyler Schell. And I think Schell got a piece of all of this action from in front of him. And I think it just caused him to have a problem. Right there, he got a little piece. He got a big piece. Oh, and then he just got pummeled. And that may have broken his car. So Gumby on the hook. First caution about 3 laps in. It was getting pretty intense. They were still about 3 wide. Well, you know, it's good that you're working, sir. It's sad that you're not racing, but hey, real life has to come first. Trust me. I was telling everybody at the beginning of the first show, I have to actually make time to come do these broadcasts because my life has gotten so busy. So I feel your pain, sir. I feel your pain. I haven't raced in about 1.5 years. So I think I forgot how. Avila, Mueller, Jones, Pettit, Smith, Reynolds, Williams, Carreta, Main, and Bowman are the top 10 as we go back to the green flag. And I'll tell you what, Ashton Mueller looked like he was trying to shift through the gears. These cars don't have gears. He absolutely missed the restart. Almost got run over. Bruce Jones almost got in the back of him. Here comes Tanner Pettit working to the inside of Bruce Jones. This track's starting to get black, dark black all the way around. Bowen Smith. And we know Smith is good on the short tracks. He swept the night at Lima Land to become king of the wing. So the short track kind of his thing. He runs back there in fourth. Ernie Williams is now working around the outside of Dean Reynolds for fifth.
All right, man. Caution.
Caution.
Caution is out.
Towards the back of the field. Let's see, it's Joseph Grandy. Is he going to get caught in somebody else's stuff here? Oh, it happened in front of him. Dudek got out of shape and just clips the left front with the right rear. It's going to take the wing off, the right front off the car. Yep, bad news. So, second caution. Yeah, I think one or two of the drivers were asking for one, but we have never reset the track. I don't like the pre-gen states of the track. It's horrible to try to get back to what you've worked naturally all night long. And I mean, these guys are racing 410s. Most of them are pros or former pros, so I feel like they can handle these slick tracks. And most of the time, we're going to get a pretty good show out of it. I don't think we're going to have a bad one. I think we're on our second caution, but you know, it's little things. So it's still Avia, Mealer, Pettit, Smith, and Williams, the top five. Reynolds, Corinta, Jones, Main, and Bowman are the top 10 as the green flag falls one more time. Pretty much single file all the way through. Nobody working on side by side at the moment. As the leader streaks by. Pettit trying to make a bid to get to second now. He was up on the top side and he almost had Mealer. Gets him this time. Here comes Bowen Smith. Smith following Pettit around. Right basically in the tire tracks of that 24 car. And he goes a little wider. Mealer just kept drifting up. We're going to get a caution. That may have hurt the 012 car. A little drone cam. We were following these guys. Ernie Williams got a piece. Looks like Bruce Jones got a piece. Dean Reynolds gets a big piece. And the 79 car definitely took the brunt of all of that. And that was well after. Admins will have some work tonight. Just crossed under the 20 to go mark. It's about 10 laps into this thing. Avia, then Pettit. Corinta third. Bowman fourth. Main is fifth. Hoffman,
right,
Spangler.
Back on the pace car. We're not going green this time.
Jones.
We're not going green.
Whiteman, Sebeski, Gaines, Carrick, Royer, Young, and Mealer is 15th. He's off track right now. Ernie Williams off track right now. We still got about 15, 16 of them. We have lost a few. Kind of a war of attrition, unfortunately. Green flag coming back out. Avia stays on point, but here comes Pettit, and Pettit tried to make a run through the middle in 3 and 4. Didn't quite materialize for him. He'll stay about 8 car lengths. Corinta runs in third. He's got company. That was Noah Bowman up off the bottom. Here comes Kenny Hoffman late in the going. Hoffman trying to make a run down the outside. Looks like he'll clear Bowman this time, put him up to 4th. Pat Spangler scored 7th, but he is really tight to the 5th place car. Rick Main kind of in between those two. Oh, now those two will have contact. Spangler gets the car back up underneath him. We stay green. Whiteman back here in the 8th spot. He and Bruce Jones kind of going at it a little bit. Now Whiteman will get the best of that deal. Go back to the front because Ryan Avila is stretching it out now. And Tanner Pettit stretching away from 3rd place. Kenny Hoffman. Hoffman just went around Corinta and Bowman. And Hoffman solidly into a podium spot. He's going to have to make up about 1.8 seconds if he wants to move up to step number 2. And he's got a long ways to go to catch Ryan Avila, who's 11 laps away from winning at I-55. Pettit still 2nd. Hoffman solidly into 3rd. Then Corinta and Bowman 4 and 5. Rick Main is 6th. Spangler is in 7th. Not able to make any forward momentum. Josh Whiteman, Chris Sobeski, they run 8 and 9. And Richie Gaines, after a trip to the infield, is running in 10th currently, but that may go away. Blake Carrick not having a great night here tonight at I-55, battling back and forth, 11th and 12th with Bruce Jones. 7 to go, and the gap is 1.6 seconds. Kenny Hoffman. Right to the cushion in 3 and 4, right to the cushion, and one almost got over the cushion into the wall. There is not much there down that middle part of turns 1 and 2. I heard somebody bang the fence. Let's go watch Ryan Avila. As he comes around, 4 laps to go this time. 1.4 seconds. Laps go quickly. 12.25 the last time by, so they've slowed down about 0.4 of a second since we started the feature, but we're already down to 2 to go. Avila, Pettit, and Hoffman. Top 3 right now. We're going to get the white flag as Jack Young. Under green flag will be the first car to go a lap down. Into 3 and 4, coming out. He's going to victory lane again. Ryan Avila wins at I-55. Pettit's coming home 2nd. And Hoffman off the bottom. Looks like he is going to come home 3rd in front of a hard charging Noah Bowman and Ross Corinta. They finished 4 and 5. Main was 6th, Sobeski 7th, Gaines 8th, Whiteman 9th, Spangler 10th, Carrick 11th, Jones was 12th, Young 13th. That's the running cars. Royer 14th, Williams 15th, Mueller 16th, Smith in 17th, Reynolds was 18th, Grandy 19th, Bandy in 20th, Dudek 21st, and Tyler Schell in 22nd. Kenny Hoffman already ready for his interview, so let's grab him up quick. Kenny Hoffman, you there again, buddy?
Yep. What's up?
Tough racetrack, tough conditions, and you still managed to come home with a 3rd place finish.
Yeah, you know, I'm a little rusty at these wing things. My dumbass plugged it in the fence early stages, and you know that caused almost a whole pile up. Fell back to 13th, so you know to come back up. It's nice. I just wish I didn't make a mistake, but I don't really know if it matters because Ryan was really fast.
It looked like this track went black slick on you guys, and that made it a super narrow band up at the top, and that's a lot of guys kind of bumping the fence there. Was it that thin where just if you missed it just the tiniest bit, you were going to bang it off the board?
Yeah, it was pretty thin. I mean, it started out okay. I just jumped it and got in the fence, but as it kind of the race went on, it ended up getting pretty thin. Not a lot of margin for error up there for sure. Definitely really tricky to run consistently.
Awesome run, man. Give me some shouts and thank yous before we let you head out tonight.
Yeah, shout out to everyone KHR, over sponsors, A Substance Sport, Books Built Sprints, KSMS, Simon's Photography, Books Built Sprints. I think I said that. Fusion Setup Shop, Frogger Chassis, Howie Motors. Congrats to Ryan on the win. Thanks for putting this on for us, and hopefully we'll be back.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and hopefully I'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you.
Kenny Hoffman finishes in third tonight in the sprint car, and now he was fast as fire, but he just couldn't catch the guy in front of him. Tanner Pettit's going to come home second. Tanner, man, that blue car in front of you looked like it was just getting a little smaller every lap.
It was at times. At other times, I feel like I could put together a good rhythm, and keep with them for a few laps, and then I'd end up putting into the fence and losing some more ground. But Ryan did a really good job of just staying consistent and running a really good race there. Always a fun one to race with you guys.
Well, looked like this track got super dried out, super slick. Almost looked like it was taking rubber there, and the cushion got really, really thin. That just makes for a pretty white knuckles experience.
I kind of expected the track to stay up at the top side there. I didn't really expect it to move down. Kind of did in 3 and 4. I was kind of working both lines down there. It almost as if it looked like rubber. I know it actually wasn't, but it seemed as if there was a little bit down there, and we could kind of roll it straight through the middle of the track there and make it work in 3 and 4. It was blast working multiple lines, and I think we didn't get to any traffic there, but overall it was a really good race.
Well, it looked like you guys were on it early. We had a handful of caution, but they're late. Big, long run, and everybody kind of got spread out, and passing was going to be at a premium. You can't really say it's dirty air because it's such a short track, but what was the difference between you passing the guys you passed and not being able to catch the guy in front of you?
Really just consistent laps. I think that if you were able to kind of keep it out on the fence and run a smooth line, just a couple inches from the wall, you were good, and you can make some passes here and there. Fortunately, I drew good for the heats this week and started up front, so I didn't have to do too much passing this week, but made things easier on me. I'd like to give a shout out to 1425 Photography, Aces Up Sim Sports, Clayton Davies Cinematography, Trackside Collective, Blake Herrick Racing, Ethan Johnson for all the help in the late model side of things, Jimmy P. Mac Tools. There's a bunch of guys that make this thing make this all happen, and can't thank them enough.
All right, man. Well, an awesome run. Thanks for chatting with us, and hopefully we'll see you back in the 360 cars next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tanner Pettit finishing in second tonight, and he finishes second to his teammate, who looked like he was the only car out here running around on rails. Ryan Avila, looked like that thing was hooked up perfect.
Yeah, that was probably the best I felt. Just way slick out there, so just kind of threw the wing back and really used my throttle to my advantage.
Yeah, it looked like you were able to get up there. You got real close to the fence a few times, maybe bumped it once or twice, but I think that's a product of how thin that cushion got. It really got dry out here tonight.
Yeah, off of 2 is pretty, pretty curved up, you could say, so it's throwing me around. But yeah, I just kind of hopped it a couple times and used the wall to get off of it. But yeah, 3 and 4, I just kind of figured out I can slide myself both ends and keep up the same speed, and I tried to enter on the top a couple times in 3, and just kind of found out it was better just to run lane on, like cheat the entry. So yeah, grip went away pretty fast down on the bottom in the heat races, and then yeah, I kind of just made my moves work there and put myself in a good spot to win the feature, and yeah, I did just that.
Well, it didn't seem like lap traffic really became much of a factor. You only had passed one car really under green flag conditions. A front row starting spot kind of makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I caught that lap car at the end there and just kind of paced myself, seeing I had over a second gap. So yeah, just paced myself to how I wanted to not run over him or get around him too fast, and just pass him in that last lap. And yeah, just made my moves work. I heard Kenny got on the fence quite early there, and that was kind of all she wrote.
An awesome run, man. You pick up the win here tonight. Shout-outs, thank yous. We'll let you go celebrate.
Oh yeah, I gotta thank everyone for putting the race on. Pretty fun running these races. You for broadcasting, everyone that helps you out, and obviously you streaming them. Tanner Pettit, everyone over at Tanner Pettit Racing, Jimmy P. Mac Tools, 1425 Photography, Ethan Johnson over at Free Speed Trackside Collective, Aces Up SimSport. You know, they help us every week, and yeah, they get me here and all my guys here.
All right, man. Congrats on the win. Look forward to hopefully seeing you back in the 360 car next week.
Thank you.
Ryan Avila picking up the win here tonight at I-55. Pretty good show from these guys. 3 cautions I think we had. A lot of fun, and guys were spread out all the way around. Unfortunately, a handful of guys didn't finish the race, but short track races, sometimes you get the bear gets you. I think we saw a pretty good representation. You can see right there in that shot, man. That track was, it was worn. And I think sometimes that makes for a little bit better racing. I know the guys like it to be a little tacked up and more hammered down, but sometimes if you got to really pedal the car and be really precise, I think it sometimes makes for a little bit better race. I don't know. I'm not perfect at it, but I think all the guys over at DSRL do a good job of putting the show on, so congrats to them. Thank you guys for being here. Without you, no reason for us to do this. Without the awesome leagues giving us fantastic racing like we saw here all night long, there isn't for anything for us to cover, so high fives and pats on the back all the way around. Be sure you tune in tomorrow night about 8:30 Eastern. ERA going to wrap up their season and crown a champion in their pavement late model stock cars. Till we see you again, keep the rough side facing.